Hello to all my wonderful students, devout disciples, casual viewers, and all subscribers. Welcome. This is your Master GongSun. Today we will continue with our discussion of the WenZi, understanding the mysteries, further teachings of LaoZi, who of course was the founder of our religion. Well, he is considered the founder, but technically Taoism was practiced informally way before he wrote the Tao Te Ching, or way before it was formalized. So he came and kind of cleaned things up a bit. Anyway, let's continue. Chapter 2. Laozi said, "Great people are peaceful and have no longings. They are calm and have no worries." Well, doesn't that sound great? You're peaceful, you have no desires, you're calm and don't need to worry. That's wonderful. Who doesn't want that? Let's continue. They make the sky their canopy and the earth their car. They make the four seasons their horses and make dark and light their drivers. They travel where there is no road, roam where there is no weariness, depart through no gate. With the sky as their canopy, nothing is covered. Oh, that makes sense. With the earth as their car, nothing is born. As in, like, to bear something. The past participle of to bear. With the four seasons as their horses, nothing is not employed. With dark and light as their drivers, nothing is not included. So, therefore, everything is included. Therefore, they are swift without wavering, travel far without tiring. With their bodies unperturbed, their intellects are undiminished, and they see the whole world clearly. This is holding to the essence of the way and observing the boundless earth. Therefore, the affairs of the world are not to be contrived, but promoted according to their own nature. I see. So essentially a form of wu wei, right? Don't force anything, right? Things will happen in good time according to your own nature. There's no need to force or make or do anything inorganic. Anything that doesn't arrive or arise organically is not good and is therefore against the Tao. So that's something to be avoided. Let's continue. Therefore, the affairs of the world are not to be contrived, but promoted according to their own nature. Nothing can be done to help the changes of myriad beings, but to grasp the essential and return to it. Therefore, sages cultivate the basis within and do not adorn themselves outwardly with superficialities. Isn't that the truth, right? I mean, a lot of it is just pure truth, and which I am hungry for. I nod along with it vigorously because I read it and I'm thinking this is all so true, right? Right? We grab the essential and return to it. Sages cultivate the depth within and don't care about anything too superficial, right? So don't worry too much about that pimple on your face, right? It'll go away soon enough, right? Stuff like that. And that's one thing I have about. That's one issue I have about the world of work, because I used to work in the corporate world, and you got to dress up, or you got to, dress in a suit, as I call it, a monkey suit, right? And you're making profits for the man, and you feel empty inside. I did anyway. I felt it was so soulless. I was working for a soulless, soul-sucking, profit-driven corporation that did not at all fulfill my spiritual needs. And as a result, I was miserable. I'm so glad I found the Tao and became ordained as a Taoist priest, because now I'm living a very fulfilled life, especially because I get to share the Tao with you all. Anyway, I'm not telling you to quit your jobs if you're not fulfilled, but look at other options. Perhaps do something part-time that makes you fulfilled. Perhaps that could become a full-time position, right? Chase your dreams, become an entrepreneur. Now, of course, I know it's rich of me to be talking about superficial things when I'm the one dressed in a Taoist priest's robes, right? The robes of a Taoist priest, but it is important at the beginning because once you see someone dressed a certain way, you automatically assume things about them. And I want as many students as possible so that I could be able to spread the Tao to them, to help enlighten them, to ease their burdens by understanding the Taos. And let's just say this, I know because a lot of people are drawn in by superficialities. They are not going to listen to me unless I dress the part, I look the part, right? But wearing this, my Taoist robes and my Taoist hat, really does not say anything at all about how knowledgeable I am about the Tao. I mean, I could be doing this naked, right, and still be very wise or still be very knowledgeable about the Tao, right? But, then again, we live in a world where people are people have first impressions and maybe drawn in by what you're wearing, and it's a shame, but that's how the world works for now. That's human nature for now, and it's something that I would like to change, and that's why I am spreading the Tao. All right, let us continue. They, meaning the sages activate their vital spirit and lay to rest their feared, or rather learned, opinions. Therefore, they are open and uncontrived, yet there is nothing they do not do. They have no rule, yet there is no unruliness. Isn't that ideal? All right. I mean, if there are no rules, you might think people would do whatever they want, but there's no unruliness because they are the sages, right? So if we could all become sages, wouldn't that be great, right? There would be no need for rules and governments and prisons and jails, and we would just be angels, right? And I think we can get there. But it's a lot of cultivation, and not everyone is willing to put in the work. Let's continue with the last paragraph. To be uncontrived means not acting before others. To have no rule means not to change nature. That there is no unruliness means that they go by the mutual affirmation of beings. I see. Well, it's hard to change nature, but there are ways we can always control ourselves. Anyway, this has been your Master GongSun as usual. Keep living in alignment with the Tao.